Alright. We're doing the league thing. It's against Sirusc, and I guess we'll see how things go. I don't know that I'm the most satisfied with this 5-2 ever. I've been having like these awful indoor allergies, so I don't know how things are gonna feel. Haven't been sleeping well, haven't been talking well. I'm gonna have to like spit out crud every, I don't know, couple minutes. We'll see. Anyways, there's a board here, in which I'd kind of like to have been, well, I don't know. I'm gonna say I'd kind of like to have been opening River Shrine, but I'm not sure that's actually the most true thing ever. Eventually you have like Bureaucracy, which shouldn't be of much relevance because Hideout can just eat the coppers, and that's fine. I mean, you have like good, decent village draw to start out. You have loot payload. Maybe the main awkwardness is like extra gains. Kind of like, how are you going to exactly feed the pickaxe or whatever? I guess part of the reason I'm not like that thrilled with the 5-2 is that like on a 4-3 you can open like River Shrine Silver, River Shrine Village, whatever, and like be, I don't know, sort of happy about things. I guess we're probably going to open, well, we could open Den River Shrine, we could also open Pickaxe, something that costs 2, with the idea that we're going to Otter the thing that costs 2 and like have a decent shuffle to the end. I think it's how you kind of see going either way on this. I don't know. Like, I don't really feel a need to be, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, if I do the pickaxe option, do I eventually need a River Shrine? I think the answer is probably no. So I'm kind of preferring that. So probably open Pickaxe and then either, like, Snake Witch or Vagrant. Maybe Vagrant's a little bit better. Just because, like, once I start putting other stuff into the deck, it ends up looking pretty okay. Obviously the notation with Den River Shrine. I don't know, like, how quickly are you going to be... What is this? If you didn't gain any cards in your buy phase. I'm trying to think, like, how quickly you're going to be wanting to buy things. And the answer is pretty quick, so maybe giving a River Shrine in there's not the most valuable thing ever. Yeah, so we'll probably go Pickaxe. Vagrant. I don't think cursing with Snake Witch was worth, like, anything. As tempting as it is to stick the den in, I don't know that it's the most needed. Or maybe not the most needed, but like the best course of action would be the other way of putting it. Do that. We have 4. I'm gonna take Hideout here. That's fine. I don't know whether to take River Shrine here or what exactly. We could also think about something like, I don't know. Oh, maybe it's an okay idea. I'm trying to think, like, oh, your River Shrine missed. That's amusing. I'm just trying to think, like, maybe we actually want to put in maybe, like, another Hideout also. Because we have the Vagrant in, they can Otter. Eventually it will be Otter, they can also be Pickaxe, Food. And it just gets trashed down a little bit quicker going that way. Alright. Like here, depending on draw, I may end up Ottering the second Hideout, which is fine, right? I think I'm good with that option. Oh, you're getting trashed quick. That was a pretty decent turn. I guess you don't have anything going on in your next hand, but like... Silver, huh? I mean, I'm fine buying another 2 cost. They do just end up being effectively draw, right? Yeah. So, like, take this Vagrant. I could also think about a Snake Witch here. I don't know if there's... I think Vagrant's probably just better. And then we'll Otter this, of course. I might go down to regular village right now. I'm thinking we're going to want to pickaxe probably one of the hideouts really, really soon. Or pickaxe something really, really soon. I need to produce the payload, right? So the reason to take a village is that one of these is disappearing, possibly even this turn. We'll see. I don't feel like that threatened. I mean, you have the 2 silvers, so things are probably okay. Like, I've bought something every turn, which, although some of those things is Vagrant, which is not really ideal. I think it's okay. Am I gonna pickaxe the village? Guess so. What is that? That's a copper. Yeah, we're gonna murder my village. Goat, that is pretty nice. And then we just take 2 villages. That seems reasonable. I think it could be like village silver. Unless I want to be like trashing both hideouts over the next 2 turns. I don't know. I could see either way. Village, or village silver. What I really want is a hammer. That seems really like it'd be really, really nice to have. I think like next turn, what do I produce? Oh, village. Just a little bit safer, which I think is okay. It's not like buying something every turn is a goal, but it does certainly help out for some period of time. I also have to consider that I probably want to keep like one. Actually, I guess I don't necessarily need to keep a hideout around now. Alright, how much money are we making? 3, 6, 7, 10 versus 9. Would I prefer 10? I could take like Den. Maybe not. I'd really like to produce 11. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold on this for now. Okay. 10 or 9? If I do 10, what am I buying? Pickaxe, Village, Vagrant. Den, Village, Vagrant. Yeah, Den, Village, Vagrant's like mostly productive, right? There should be Snake Witches. Like, I don't think cursing you actually does a whole lot is the thing. Maybe once Bureaucracy starts, but then again, it's still only like the one shot, so I don't know. This turn, I guess we're going to target a second den. We're probably going to try to pickaxe the other hideout. Still really want a hammer. When you get hammer off your first pickaxe play, I'm going to be ticked. If you get a bunch of other things, I'm not going to be ticked. This will be hitting a silver. Okay, I'm not ticked. I should be like more aggressive on the payload addition. Silver, whatever. Like, you're already pretty close to where I am at, maybe with a little bit less consistency. Like, I'm not sure that continuing to take the villages as being that amazing. Right? I think I'm fine killing the other hideout, though I'm not sure, like, going into this next turn, how to really make it so that expanding payload at the best rate. Like, I probably want a second pickaxe, maybe? I'm not sure what I'm pickaxing with it is the thing. Right. I have the goat to trash copper. Yeah. I actually kind of like a doubloons. Just, move up a bit faster. Doubloons, hammer both seem ideal. Just want, anything that makes it so that the payload ramp just goes a little bit quicker than pickaxing things that get bought. Like, that's not good, right? Pickaxing things that get bought is not exactly. Maybe I'm also building a little bit too much consistency with Den. I don't know. It just the feeling is if I'm not, producing coins or producing more coins fast enough, maybe the Den isn't the best thing. Maybe I should be like more aggressively going after payload options, silver, gold, another pickaxe. I don't know. Yeah. See, so that's just trying to be a little bit faster on the payload ramp, which is reasonable. Okay, staff is decent, I think. Oh, what do I actually do with staff? I mean, it can draw, but this is 13. What do we want with 13? Pickaxe Den Village. Seems alright. I don't really want to be trashing villages, but what other options do I have? I'd like to stick a den in. I don't know, I really need another pickaxe. Like, what would I do instead? Den, silver, village, vagrant? Den, double silver, vagrant? That seems maybe okay. idea is that we're going to pickaxe one of the villages this upcoming turn, rather than that silver. God damn it, it's hammer. Well, that doesn't make me happy at all. Yeah. It really doesn't. That hammer's just, like, so much better than anything, really. Like, I feel like I'm half a turn ahead right now, but your ability to payload expand with the hammer is, like, so much better than my ability to do, well, crap with what I have. I'm not sure really how this is. This is also going to make me a little bit hesitant to trash a village, right? So probably I need to start greening now, which is unpleasant. I'll say it's just how it's going to be. Because I can't win a longer game. I mean, I think it's probably getting towards time to green anyways, but well, let's see how many villages I have. I just have the one, or I just have 4, which means I probably can't really be affording to be trashing this one. Jewels. Ugh. Alright. Don't play. If I go down to 15, what am I buying? Province Rabble? I just have less stuff. I mean, the thing is, if I trash a copper, like, how do I actually do any sort of payload expansion? I can also go, like, Province Rabble Silver off this. 16. Province Den Silver. If I think the Den is a little bit more valuable than the Rabble, which may be. And also just double province. Like, if I double province, what happens? I can potentially trash a den at some point. I feel like I do need a little bit more payload, though. Just like, especially if I'm thinking about pickaxing this jewels coming up. Right. Not double den. The Rabble's top deck the dens, which is a little bit awkward. I don't know. Rabble, Den, and Rabble. I'm not, like, overly concerned about drawing. It's just, annoying. And you never know what the Rabbles are going to do to you. Like, are they going to be no effect? Are they going to discard all your draw cards? Are they going to whatever? Well, that wasn't all my draw cards, so that's good news. On the other hand, like, you have this ability to trash villages that I basically don't have. Man, Hammer's just disgusting. The hope is that basically I can double province this turn, and then basically no matter what it is that you no matter how it is that you green, that should lead to awkwardness. The problem is that I don't have this ability to triple, as you are surely going to end up having because of the hammer. And that's not ideal at all. I don't know. It's like, if I want to do a payload expansion, I'm probably going to have to trash a village, which stinks. Also have to remember that you have that miser ability to miser. But like, this for you can be province, double den or something, and I don't know if you'd be that unhappy about that outcome. My main deal is I think I'm going to have to trash a village this next turn, because I'm going to need to build in the ability for my deck to triple province. Right. Which of course makes me less consistent, but is probably what needs to happen in order for me to be, like, competitive against whatever comes my way. We could also potentially, like, double province Hideout. I think that might be in range. If we pickaxe a village. I don't want to pickaxe a den. That would be the theoretical other option, but not exactly good. Hideout could potentially be trashing Vagrant, right? As a secondary option if I need the village space, although Vagrant does represent however much a draw for me. I think I have, what, 4 of them. Like, no matter what, I have to be able to triple province the turn after this one. So, that could make things annoying. Certainly. Yeah, we'll see what the loot ends up being. Can you triple province next turn? Probably. That means I'm taking like 1 province. Might actually be okay for me. Anyways, I'll be taking 1 province. What's in there? I think that's 3 things. Kind of annoying. I mean, I have to pickaxe the village, right? What's this turn's target, like province, duchy, den? Yeah, I think so. Prize goat, copper. I might not reach the goat. It's probably okay. I guess I should have played the Vagrant normal first. I don't know. Oh, that's beautiful. It's actually really unbeautiful, but I guess it's okay. I really hate the figurehead, like, so much. Yeah, so I'm gonna triple next turn. That's the good news. No, I can't freaking triple because the figurehead's here. God damn it. I hate loot. How do I make this possible? I mean, I have to have the ability to triple this next turn. So that probably looks like buying gold. I kind of need a duchy. Like, I think I want a point lead such that I can beat whatever comes from that side, potentially. And then, like, how do I produce this amount of payload that I need other than with a gold? Right. I guess it could also be like Den Silver Copper. Is that actually better? Oh no. Then gold? Probably not. I can go like gold, Snake Witch or something. I mean, I have a figurehead coming in, so the assumption will be that I am going to be consistent. Or at least the hope is that I'm going to be consistent. Freaking figurehead. I mean, there's also the possibility, I guess, that you like full dud. Still, it seems unlikely, but you don't have dens, so maybe it's alright. I'm also looking at this hand and just like in complete horror. I mean, I felt like I was doing okay until the damn hammer, and then it's too good. It's too good. Okay. Well, that's a dud for you, which I guess wasn't like unexpected. Like we had been saying, you know, that the dens are going to mess you up at some point. Well, if I can triple here, do I? Assuming you buy duchy. I mean, if you don't buy duchy, I think I just triple and take my chances. You need to produce like 28. Without the duchy, you need to produce 23 next turn, which is like trivial. Okay. Do that. Am I really gonna fail? Yeah, I'm really gonna fail. Okay. Well, what are we doing? We only saw one village, so I think we're looking okay for next turn. Plausibly. I guess I want a den, most likely. You're probably having a decent turn. I could go like den double duchy or double den duchy. I'm trying to think like, can I beat a triple province? Maybe? I mean, I'm gonna have 2 dens to trash. I could take another pickaxe also. How would I beat a triple province plus miser? I mean, I could tie with it, potentially, if I were to produce 28 coins. Can I even do that? Doubt it. Well, maybe I can. No, I can. So we need that. And then probably another den is going to be my best bet. Just making sure that I do draw next turn. I don't know, probably I'll be able to produce 32 somehow. I don't even know how that would happen, but I'm assuming that it can. I'm going to keep noting that I only have 3 villages, so my ability to draw is potentially a little bit compromised. It was necessary, it's just my ability to draw is a little bit compromised. Although your drawing doesn't seem to be going the greatest over there either, does it? It could change things. We'll see. I'm also wondering, like, am I confident in taking a triple province now? I don't know. I guess you decide what to buy, potentially play an Am4 for next turn. I wonder if you take 2 duchies, if I should just empty duchy. Like, what happens if I do that? Is there seriously any ability for you to, like, pile stuff? I don't think so. You have to go, like, 5 vagrants in a... Okay, yeah, 5 vagrants, a province, and a state sounds probably pretty easy if you draw all the way. I don't know, like, can you draw all the way? Maybe, probably. You have enough village. Do you expect these duds to keep happening? Probably not. Three villages in the trash, 2 hideouts, so... I have 3 villages, which means you have 4. I have 0 hideouts, which means you have 2. So there's like 3 villages in those 7 cards, along with some amount of miser. I just feel so doomed. Like I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to play for your dud, which may be coming up pretty soon, depending on what my deck's able to accomplish. I wonder if I should play Vagrant first. Yeah, plausibly. Like, I'm thinking, I don't have enough village to play all the Vagrants, right? So, if I do that, and then of course you want to be playing Vagrants earlier in the shuffle rather than later, when they're not going to be ottered. So, yeah, I guess we want to play Vagrant first. It's gotta be for next turn. And what are you gonna do? Double Duchy. Wonder if I had taken like Pickaxe last turn and drawn fully if I could have hit 32. Yeah. Okay, that den's probably gonna remove most possibilities of I didn't find a Pickaxe, so that's a little bit limiting on my ability to do much of anything this turn. I want to discard all of these other than the Snake Witch. Look at me, I don't have draw. Jewels will bottom deck. Oh gosh, what are we doing? 17, huh? Well, I could take another den or two. Like, I think I just kind of have to, with the Duchy, I just kind of have to maintain contact. Maybe we could take, like, 2 dens here. Just, like, really push the draw. Right. I don't think that things are really in range. Could I beat a Miser triple province? No, I can't. I mean, I kind of just have to assume that you don't draw at this point, right? If you Miser triple province, the hope is just that I'm going to have some more turns to work with. I'm going to also take a Hideout. Hideout, whatever. Hideout would help a little bit with draw, but I don't think it's better than a den. And another Snake Witch. I mean, they're never gonna work. Probably. It's fun to think that they might, but I don't think that's realistic. Do I need an estate to beat Miser? No. I mean, I would just lose to Miser triple province. Yeah. So the hope is just to stay in good enough contact with the Duchy that... Okay, Copper 2 Vagrants is fine. See go by. I mean, not perfect by any means, but fine. You can draw fully. Blah. Yeah, Miser triple province I think is just like totally winning. Assuming you can do it, which I'm assuming is possible. Maybe you can even quad. Just felt... Like, you can keep doing stuff with your Pickaxe that doesn't screw up your deck because you just had this ability to gain cards cheaply. You're probably even at 32. Or maybe not. But, like, Miser triple is still just so... puts me so out of it, right? I don't think there was anything I could do to beat it. Like, I take another Duchy, I don't have the ability to buy a Duchy to make up the deficit. Like, there's just not enough crap in the piles. Oh, you buying dens? You're piling. What are you piling? Vagrant? Oh, okay. I guess I went too low on those. Oh, well. Hammer will get you. Freaking loot. Oh well, my start. I hate loot so much. Anyways, on to a new game where hopefully such things do not happen. Alright, so the 3 is going to be a stockpile. Longer term, I mean, everything seems mostly okay. Nomads is fine. I don't know what we want to open with the stockpile, whether it's like a Pixie or a Nomads or a what. Could also be double stockpile. I'm not exactly sure what the target is there. Like, we can pick up Rabble, Royal Galley, Menagerie seems all okay. I don't know, if I hadn't taken the den, I mean, you still just could have Miser triple and I'm just dead, so I don't think it really mattered that much. Anyways, I'm kind of liking double stockpile. Like, we can pick up Pixie stockpile on the next shuffle. Yeah. I don't really see other options. Like, you could take a Pixie with them, but why? Maybe we can go up and get expand. That would be pretty amazing, I think. Maybe. I don't think there's like any big opening trick that I'm missing. Groundskeeper means the these things are basically irrelevant. I guess Battlefield might be a little bit relevant just because things will pile fairly quickly. Potentially. Let's see, next turn's not going to end up hitting 7, which means I could take maybe like a Rabble right now. We go Rabble and then like next turn we buy hopefully stockpile plus something. I kind of like having a draw card in like right now. It does hit 7. Well, I mean, we gotta free the stockpiles, right? We trash, we buy, stockpile, Pixie, something like that. And we just live with it. We're gonna probably draw some stuff dead. Not trashing in a state, of course, stinks. Like, well, it stinks. I don't think expand's like overly valuable, so could also take like Nomad stockpile. That's probably a move for a little bit later. Stockpile acting troupe. No, don't really feel a need to have the acting troupe in quite yet. Menagerie probably doesn't do anything more useful than a Pixie does. I'm trying to figure out like what horror is going to happen. I'm going to have my Rabble in my second to last turn of the next shuffle such that it will trigger a shuffle and dead draw the Pixie. That's what's going to happen. I think that's the horror show. Okay. And this is fine. This can be Pixie acting troupe. How do you do that? Like, top deck the most necessary things, and I'll figure out how to do that someday. Someday I'll figure out how my opponents do this, and once I'm able to do it too, I will never lose another game. Because, like, this is terrible. We're just way ahead on pace, because I mean, you saw the Rabble right here. I mean, that's what it feels like anyways. I guess you don't even need to buy a stockpile this turn. Like, you could even take expand and buy the stockpile next turn. Yeah. Hopefully I'm able to, like, flip both Rabbles with mine. That'd be ideal. Just, like, flip both Rabbles, leave you with kind of a crummy stuff down there. I need a bunch of stockpiles. Oh boy, so bad. The attempt was really that I was going to end up triggering this shuffle, like, barely, instead of all the way, because surely you wouldn't top deck your Rabble, which I guess I could have probably anticipated that you did. But whatever. And characterizing this game is not going well right now would be, I think, a little bit of an understatement. Like, I'm so behind. I don't think really any of the decisions, just how stuff's gone. At least I didn't, like, miss my Rabble. That would have just sucked so much. Like, if I had bottom deck Pixie Rabble, I would have flipped. I just would have, I don't know, cried. And you should take a Galley. Like, you're going to be putting two Rabbles into a shuffle that you know is coming because you know my Rabble's here. Right. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that also. What do we want? Galley. How much my money am I drawing? Maybe Galley? Does that make any sense? Galley acting troupe? Galley Nomads? I don't like the Nomads idea. Just like really make sure that I hit my numbers. I'm gonna need to buy Stockpile. I'm gonna need to want to buy Rabble. Yeah. Got another Pixie. Could take a Menagerie here. I don't know that the Menagerie will activate, but could take another acting troupe also. I don't think that's really going to be in order. Another Pixie's also possible. I am happy that I took the Nomads. Like right now, I'd be looking at the end of my buys if I hadn't. What did I flip? Rabble, Pixie. Okay, that's decent. I should be able to get a stockpile next turn. I think this is garbage. Like, I don't think there's buys in here. I think it's just like a goat and an estate, maybe. Which isn't like nothing, but... yeah. Nope, no estates. Might end up taking the last two stockpiles this turn, depending on what this Pixie does. If it picks up a Rabble, I'd be thrilled. Keep that. We're gonna just take the last two stockpiles here. Like, theoretically, my draw should be good enough. And that way yours can't free. So much for my draw being good enough. What is this? I just bottom decked all my cards. Alright. That's annoying. So I'm not going to see the Galley. I'm not going to see either of the Rabbles. Lovely. I may have top deck Galley Rabble here. That would be pleasant. Okay, I did. That's good news. Now, what do I want to do? I may hold some of the stockpiles back, depending. I might just want to like go up and get an expand. I don't know. I have Galley Rabble there, which makes me like okay-ish with my next turn. I guess I could pop another Rabble in the deck. I don't really feel like I need to pop another Galley in the deck quite yet. Swamp Shacks, huh? You don't need that, do you? You shouldn't need that. I need to put another Rabble in. I guess so. Should we take a Swamp Shacks then? Like it's a real village? I don't think I need it yet. Why don't we put an acting troupe in? We could also take another Galley. Like, Galley Pixie's not the worst thing ever. I mean, it means you can't necessarily pop it on the first one, but you'll probably live with that. Yeah. Do I do the third? What do we do with 10? Double Galley Pixie, Galley Swamp Shacks Pixie. Nomads, Galley Menagerie. Nomads Galley Double Pixie. I don't think I need the Shacks quite yet. The question is, like, if I do end up playing both Galleys next turn, do I still accomplish what I want to? I guess so. Nah. I like that one. It just gives Galley targets. Alright, apparently we're not going to draw amazing. What? How? What in the world? What are we doing here? How does the Menagerie hit? Oh my god. Of course I'm going to be top decking a dinged estate. Just painful. I mean, I guess you're kind of clean out of stockpiles, but even so. Like, how much copper do you have? 4? Yikes. Alright. Well, that's annoying. I mean, if it's a good enough boon, I can free the Galley, right? That should be platinum, right? I guess I want a platinum this turn. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. Like, have we watched a bunch of my good cards go by? Yeah. That's what we've watched. God. Surely we keep. It's not the prettiest turn, but I think it'll be okay. I want at least one galley here. I'd like a menagerie of my own. I need, like, payload expansion. Which may look something like Mountain's Gift off Pixie, although I think we've seen it. I guess I also need a Swamp Shacks. Like, Galley Swamp Shacks Menagerie. Maybe. That should be fine. And we should still have the deck go-ishness to make things happen this next turn. Yeah, see, this is what I was expecting. Like this is what should be happening over there with the menageries. Not, I play a Rabble and then I somehow am still able to activate it. Although it looks like this turn's working fine, so that's just what, like, last turn was supposed to look like, right? You didn't trash your Field's Gift. Huh. Good why. I mean, I'd really like to get something that is strong econ this turn. That's talking like platinum. Or whatever. Mostly we're talking platinum. See, like, that totally should have been a state trash and buy platinum. Like, you do not have econ to be, like... I mean, I guess you can keep trying to play Swamp Shacks Nomads. Maybe it's okay. Like, maybe you can pile some stuff at some point. Something to consider, but I feel like I'd be trying to do the econ big boost, because, like, even if you are able to pile, like, if I can, buy Colony, for example, and make things still work. That's a big deal. Can you make up those points somehow if you are piling stuff? Whatever stuff happens to be. And it's definitely going more gain heavy on that side, which means I just have to be a little bit careful. Well, do I do it? I think so. Certainly. Well, I want a Galley. Probably the Menagerie that's sitting on top there. Keep that. Play this. Okay, what am I looking at? 9, 12. So we could just go like Nomads Platinum here and probably be pretty happy about it. I don't know. How many gains are you sitting at? Like... you have 4 Nomads, so that's 5. Yeah. I'm kind of excess on the draw right now. That's probably okay. Should have 5 buys. There should be no Pixie weirdness. I don't think. Maybe there can be Pixie weirdness. My hope is just like get up to colony and be force the issue, so to speak. Maybe I don't have enough for that. Yeah. Maybe you just have more money. Yikes. 11. Well, this seems bad. I mean, it seemed bad for a while. It's not really new news. Is it? There's just been like 2 turns over on that side that I thought were pretty unreal. And, well, I don't think I've had anything on my side that has had quite the same, whatever. Alright, so you now have enough buys to end. I'll need to score this turn, certainly. I don't even know if I'm carrying a Pixie. I'm not. No, I think I'm carrying 1. So actually there is a possibility that I win this turn with the proper boon. I'll just point out. It's not that, I don't think it's that hard to defend against this pile out. Just gonna put that out there. The problem is I think that we're still like kind of on this edge where potentially with the correct boon you'd win also. Even if I do end up taking the colony, because like, you take 2 Nomads and I don't know if I can defend that. That is, would be with an Earth's Gift. So you're looking at 10, 13 on 6 buys right now. Just keep track. With no boon. Wow, that's going to force things, isn't it? I don't know if I can defend now. 13 6 buys can get you Nomads, it can get you Pixies, it can get you an estate. So what can I do? I think the answer is probably nothing. That is not a needed boon. Well, this is 12, which is clearly not enough. On 4 buys. I know it is 13. So I can colony a state and that defends, and I think that's just what I have to do. Wait. Well, you could get a tie. You could add a copper. I wonder if there's like something else I could do, like if I province duchy, is that? No. I mean, I think I'm kind of forced into doing this maneuver just so that I mean, what else could I do? Buy a copper? That doesn't seem any good. I'll just prevent the tie. It kind of seems like it just delays the inevitable, but I can pretend right now. I'm light on buys. What it comes down to. And I'm still, dead to the right boon. Which is true no matter what I did. Either of the two big gain ones. Is that enough? 15? I think that was enough. No, it's 1 point short. Deck pacing is just too slow. I don't know if there was anything to do about that. It's just how it was. I want to trash one of those, I guess. You want to play... No, you don't have another Nomads. Or if setting aside the Swamp Shack was a good move here. Whatever. I guess I don't have to burn a villager to play everything this turn. That's good. The hope is obviously get one of the two essential boons. I don't know if forests will do it for me. Earths definitely would. It's like you colony. I would take 2 Nomads, whatever. I've been. But the assumption is you buy colony. I mean, you could also look at it as I only have 3 Nomads, so maybe you have the opportunity to build a little bit more. Right? What? This is bizarre. I mean, this doesn't stop my boon win, it just takes away all the battlefield points and makes your deck worse. So I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be trying to accomplish. Menagerie activates. Do I want to Galley yet? Probably. We'll do Pixie first. Oh, here we go. Take 2 Nomads, win the game. Pixie, colony. There, I got my boon. Hooray! Hope this gets fixed soon. Or you could just, like, play league matches such that they only take under an hour, but that would be too hard for some people. Or even if they were to finish in under 2 hours, that would be great also, so that you only have to do this once. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do this twice. Alright, what do we have here? We have Encampment looking really, really important, because there's Bridge Troll and Marchland. And you would really like to play multiple Bridge Trolls in a turn. What am I opening? Grotto Silver? Grotto. I think we're probably just opening 2 Grottos. Upgrade looks pretty decent with Footpad around, and by decent I mean like you'll be happy to trash estates into stuff. I'm not sure what early goals are here. I mean, I think we want to get the Grotto thing going. You can probably work actually okay-ish without that many encampments. Just because there is summon, and you can like summon a bunch of things if somehow you draw without encampments. Yeah, I don't know. I think you probably still need at least 2 encampments to be competitive, but you probably don't need a third. Which is probably good news for me, considering the seat I'm sitting in, which is the second player one. So, yeah, I'm thinking Grotto, and we lose to any kind of 5-2-2-5, you name it, we're dead. Whether that's summoning Grotto on turn 1, if you have the 5, or buying upgrade, or, you know, any of these fantastic options that are substantially better than the... I wonder if you can go like Grotto Gladiator, something like, if you can summon a Grotto turn 3, I think you're still kind of unhappy, right? Gladiator doesn't gain, does it? Maybe it's you're trying to get up to gold? I don't know. I'm gonna open double Grotto. Maybe I can make you panic that I have a 2-5. Like, I'm trying to figure out what are my early targets. I think upgrade is clear. We want one of those. I just don't see like anything else to do in the meantime. Or we could pull freaking 2 Grottos into the same hand and have tons of regrets. Okay. I guess that's the other option. Can I set this one aside? Yeah, I can, right? Like, it's gonna go into there before I shuffle. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Well, that's fancy. Look at that. Don't reveal anything. Look at that. Cute. Alright. Set aside those, go up by upgrade, right. Yeah. There's a very small chance that I don't see whatever card it is I want, but it's small. I go Bridge Troll before Encampment. Probably. We could also take a second upgrade. That'd be pretty fancy also. I don't know, like fancy, but just like something that'll trash copper a little bit quicker, right? And you're just gonna try to, oh man, come on. Okay, well, I guess we just take an encampment here. I don't know that I'm gonna want to hold them, but I don't know what else to do. Like, especially if you're gonna be holding yours, I'm pretty scared of holding mine. I mean, I guess we can grotto them in the meantime, like when we want to be holding. Alright. That's an option. Not finding the upgrade there was cruel. Just, it's so typical too, just like, there's one card that would make this game potentially easy to win, and I can't find it, because why would I want to do that? Yeah, because we can basically set aside the encampments until we actually want to, you know, have them. Is the idea. Until we have that gold or that plunder, whichever it ends up being. I think Gladiator will enable you to just like go up, reach gold, and work from there. It'd be kind of irritating. I mean, I don't know, kind of irritating, but very, very irritating. I doubt I want Gladiator over Silver. That seems not good. What could you even show me with the Gladiator? Okay, you're going up to reach 5. This would be an upgrade, I assume. Bridge Troll. Okay. Surprise! Do I take a Bridge Troll? I don't think so. I mean, maybe. Maybe I'll set aside now. I don't want a gold. I kind of want another upgrade. Oh. Really? Like, what would I do with a Bridge Troll? We'd be trying to reach... I guess the issue is maybe, like, I don't reach whatever number if I'm taking Bridge Troll. Or if I'm taking another upgrade, I guess. Is the concern. I don't know, like, if you take Bridge Troll, then do you just, like, dominate the encampment split? I'm convinced. Let's take a Bridge Troll. Maybe you take the last 2 encampments and then try to hold on to them. Maybe that'll be the move that I see. In which case I'm still not, like, overly concerned, I don't think. Like, I can hold 1 encampment. Okay. This is gonna be the last 2 encampment and try to hold on to them. I think I'm gonna live with that. Question is now what? Like, I could set aside Estate and then summon Catacombs. That's one option. Just Estate, summon a Catacombs. We can upgrade it into gold to gain what? Later. The big problem I'm seeing right now is just that, like, maybe you can just hold the encampments all the way through the rest of the game. But that's not actually really the goal here. The goal here is going to be play 4 bridge trolls. So, oh, I could summon a bridge, so like set aside a state, summon bridge troll. The issue there is that I probably don't reach a grotto next turn. And that's a pretty substantial issue. If I do say so. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. So you're going to be trying to hold, you're going to be trying to reach, you know, plunder, whatever. It should be, I guess you probably do, with the Gladiator. And then you'll just try to hold all of the encampments, which, I mean, I'll live with. I don't think it's death, it's just going to be more difficult. Right. The hope is this turn that well, I don't know what I'm trying to do, but we'll try to get it done with 1 encampment. I was really hoping for 2, but that was not to be. I really need to go over the shuffle. I'll have that ability. I guess we do the grotto first then, just to make extra sure that we find the 1 grotto. Ideally we find grotto estate before the whatever, but if we don't, it's probably okay. So that's 3 aside. And then just go up and reach a plunder. I'd like a plunder. I'll probably have to prioritize that over summoning more catacombs, just because I do have to figure out how to hold on to. Well, no, we could summon catacombs. We could summon catacombs because we can upgrade the catacombs. Yeah, I kind of like that idea, don't I? Definitely don't burn the encampment. We could just like summon catacombs here. We'll upgrade the catacombs into gold next turn, gaining another silver. We can also summon an upgrade. Kind of like that idea a little bit better, actually. It'll hit like estate, right? That's the issue there, is it's going to hit estate. Or it won't hit estate. It won't hit estate. But it will hit copper, which is probably okay. We could actually play the catacombs, like, really. Okay, do it that way. I mean, if you just decide to prevent yourself from hitting 4 forever, or hit whatever it is forever, I'm probably fine with that. you know, gold or plunder. Like, if you're just not going to do anything with your deck, I don't really care. Another Grotto. I mean, we could hit the Catacombs right now, but I think I want to target the estate. Maybe set aside 2. No, I have the thing. So we can set aside 4. They could all be copper, and then we could buy plunder. Right. I kind of want another bridge troll is the thing. Like, we could summon bridge troll right here also. We do it this way. The issue there is still, like, I probably do want to be playing this encampment next turn. Right. So maybe we just take the plunder. I don't think we can... I'm not seeing a way to get to bridge troll next turn, but that's okay. Probably. Plunder better than gold for me? No, surely not. Like, I want to be buying stuff. Namely, I want to be summoning stuff. I'll look at upgrading upgrade to gold this next turn. We'll look at it. I think my turn goal here is actually just going to be like summon 2 bridge trolls. I don't know how that does me in terms of like being able to summon more the next turn. I mean, my hope is that I just get like 5 or 6 bridge trolls out and am able to make things go on the Marchlands, and then however much green, and then we can kind of just, you know, whatever out from there. Which I think I'm closer to putting a bunch of bridge trolls out than you are. Unless you decide to burn your encampments, which maybe you can do. You didn't get a Grotto out. That's actually really bad for you. And I don't really care. So there's 4 coppers in there. Do I go upgrade to gold? Plausibly. Oh, the other thing we can do is we can actually get like 4 bridge trolls out. And then upgrade coppers. That is an option. That might be a good idea. So plausibly we're going to keep the upgrades around. Oh, well, that's an interesting notion, isn't it? Actually, undo that. I think I want a Grotto instead. Is that true? Maybe. I'm upgrading either way. then we're gonna summon some things. Like two bridge trolls, just straight up. Yeah, so. I don't really want to upgrade, but I guess we're going to. Gross. What are we doing? I'm setting aside 1 copper and summoning 2 more bridge trolls, probably. I guess we don't necessarily need to summon both. Can do like that. Summon one, buy the other. I guess I could buy 2, theoretically. Or we could just summon 2. Is it really that much of a difference? It gets me all the Marchlands. Is that good enough for me? And the advantage of summoning 1 is that I can, play upgrade and upgrade into Marchland and just, produce an extra buy. Is the hope anyways. I think it'll be knocked down to 2, so maybe if I just set 1 copper aside, I can summon 1 bridge troll. I could summon bridge troll, summon upgrade also. There's an interesting possibility. I do nothing here. Could summon bridge troll, summon Catacombs if I'm really worried about drawing. Or I could set aside nothing. I could just set aside a Catacombs. Or something. And summon bridge troll, summon Catacombs, buy upgrade. I mean, I think I want to get to 5 bridge trolls out somehow is the thing. Summon bridge troll, summon upgrade, buy bridge troll. I mean, this is not good. The other thing I can do is I could set aside more of these things and play the Catacombs, but I don't think that's a real option. If I'm down at 9, that would be summon 1 thing, buy 2. I think we just want to summon 2 bridge trolls is the thing. Let's not take any chances. Just make sure we get our stuff. I could buy 2 estates. That seems probably good. Oh, I drew the Catacombs. That's a miracle. Actual genuine miracle. So this turn we're going to pile Marchland, and we're going to take however many, or summon however many more bridge trolls we can. I think my goal seems a reasonable goal. We also need fleet, I suppose. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty happy with with where things are at, even if this wasn't perfect. I feel like getting all the Marchlands is a pretty danged big deal. Just saying. All the Marchlands, however much province, you know. I do need a way to end the game, because otherwise plunders can come back on me, but... we are discarding this? Yeah, let's find the Grotto, hopefully. Three, this is 11. So... okay, that. Summon 2 bridge trolls. Four duchies. I guess. I mean, I guess we should actually take, like, 2 bridge trolls and 2 duchies. Just with the idea that we're gonna, ideally, I guess we could take, like, bridge troll, Grotto, duchy. You're not outscoring this in 1 turn, right? I guess we could have taken more duchies, whatever. It's fine. I'll just win here. You didn't buy fleet. Yeah, we're good. Right. I don't know. Game started too long ago for me to do an analysis of it. I'm gonna be real. What do we have here? Everything you could ever want. There's trashing, there's King's Court livery, there's plus buy. What more do you want? Double urchin? Yeah. If you don't see either turn 3, you can pursue them. Or Night Watchman them. I don't know which is better to do. Probably pursue. What can you do with a pursue? Like, can you trigger a shuffle? You can maybe get a crossroads with it. We didn't see either. I'm gonna pursue. I think pursuing is better than Night Watchmaning. I'm going to try to flip some deck, obviously, after getting the Merc. I guess with a Night Watchman you can, like, I don't know, do something funny. This is an unexpected 5. So I guess we'll pursue, like, whatever. And maybe take a crossroads? I guess I could pursue Merc, actually. That's actually probably the best move. Oh, I didn't leave it with any estates. Oh well, we'll get a second one. Then the crossroads. So I guess you're like up 1 fisherman on me, which kind of sucks, but I played it conservative. You could pursue crap and then buy fishermen. That's would be an interesting move, in my opinion. I don't think it's a good move, but it would be interesting. I'm also wondering if I want to pick up a silver for, like, merchants to be decent. Quarry, huh? Well, I'm disagreeing with a lot of these decisions, I must say. Unless we could pick up a quarry with the idea that it'll help to get, like, King's Court. But I kind of like just pursuing nothing. Do I want a crossroads? Plausibly, yes. I could also pursue the Merc. We see both. Great. Not a huge deal. We'll pick up a quarry this turn. Unless we somehow draw the 2 estates, which would suck, but also be totally something that would happen to me. Like, I think I'm far enough through this that I'm okay taking a quarry over more pursue. Livery's not that amazing, actually. I mean, clearly I'm feeling good about things. Like, I've trashed with a Merc and you haven't yet. Like, I have not gotten Mercenary attacked, which seems really good, I gotta say. Not getting Mercenary attacked, that is. I don't even know how good Livery is. Like, we're gonna be so thin, I don't know that just, like, King Fisherman, King Merchant isn't just gonna be better. Especially since it's that way you can work with quarries. Like, how much do you actually need to draw? I don't know. These two. We'll miss the quarry, but I think that's okay. I mean, I have to trash things, so I want to trash something. Like, Kinging Monument seems maybe better than Kinging Livery, just because you can produce the draw otherwise. Second quarry might be in order, also, should note. I can just, like, go up and grab King's Court really easily. Maybe name Urchin. Like, getting a cantrip into the hand that is surely going to get murked is not amazing. When I get murk attacked, I'm ticked. That's my word of the day, is ticked. Okay. Just go up and get a King's Court here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I think buy it. I could also buy a storeroom. Just like straight up. What am I carrying? Copper, Fisherman, 2 quarries, and Merc? Like, I could be sad in some cases, I guess. But in a lot of other cases, I'm like much happier having the storeroom. Yeah. Okay. King Fisherman. now we have draw. Do I want to use the draw? Well, I guess I'm going to have to use the draw as opposed to kinging the storeroom. We'll get to that next turn. I'm going to get a king of livery. It's kind of irritating. I think I'm still in an okay spot. I need more king's courts. Right. At least one more, probably two. Ideally two this turn. Discarded Quarry Fisherman, which was probably possibly a bad move. No, it was definitely a bad move. I think it was fine. I should have held both fishermen, I think. I might have not gone to storeroom. I think it's just an awkward hand. Do I attempt to get past this? I think so. King's Court, King's Court. Yeah. And then this turn we'll be able to king storeroom and things will be very happy. Very happy. Indeed. King of livery, that's fine. You'll be able to draw, but what will it do you anyways? You need a storeroom still in order for it to mean anything. Okay. King. Probably two fishermen and a storeroom. I can pursue the King's Court. Okay, we left King's Court Fisherman on top and the storeroom. And you can draw to your heart's content, and I will not care. Promise. Like you so desperately need a storeroom. Which is what you're going to buy here. Alright, well, the three King's Courts, clearly. Some fishermen. Maybe three fishermen and a monument, or two monuments. Okay, that seeds the next hand properly. Monument, storeroom. We'll probably get Merc attack, no big deal. At least I don't think it's a big deal. The main thing that could mess me up is dudding, which, you know, I'm not the most set up to do, but like there's scenarios where we see like Merc Quarry or something like that off the King Fisherman, which would suck. Or even like 3 King's Courts would suck, but what else are we gonna do? I feel like the 3rd storeroom was in order. Maybe a little aggressive, not sure. You also, I guess, if you're going to be dependent on livery for draw, like, can't actually be playing, what's it? Quarry. So I don't know, maybe you're going to green here. With a monument, I should still be able to, like, buy province and empty the other stuff. You just have to keep a little careful track of your gains. Depending on what it is you decide to do. I feel like I'm gonna dud here. It's so painful. It's a dumb feeling, but it's my feeling just because I feel like this has happened so many times where I have like so little that I could dud on, but I do anyways. I guess I have like way too many King's Courts, potentially. Wonder if I should actually like not leave myself with King Fisherman. It's a thought. It will cross my mind to keep King Fisherman instead. Like, just really make sure that you do draw. Or maybe you're just gonna go up and like take provinces. That's a possibility. Like, what would I do about 2 provinces? If you're kinging livery, maybe you can. Maybe I don't have the greatest ability to beat that. I mean, the good news is, like, you don't have potential to pile yet. Maybe you will take, like, 2 provinces in a storeroom, and then it's kind of scary again. I mean, I feel like taking out the rest of the King's Courts was the right move, but maybe it wasn't. You never know. You're trying to... What is going on? You're gonna draw it back. Alright. You ran out of King's Court plays. What did you run out of King's Court plays for? You wanted to king a livery. King. Oh, that was weird. Okay. You definitely wanted to king a livery. I like, guarantee you. This was probably not the move. You should be perfectly consistent, but I still don't think it was the move. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get Merc attacked. I'm gonna go down to this, which is scary. I'm probably gonna dud. I guess hope is that, like, you do too, right? You're only gonna have how many horses coming in? I guess you can pursue. It's not that big a deal. And you're potentially, I mean, this doesn't look particularly limited, does it? Like, you're producing 24 coins. The main concern on my deck is just that I have a lot of ability to fail as long as I'm discarding down to 3 cards in hand. Which is frightening, certainly. And like, you're giving yourself the ability to pile next turn, potentially. There's not a whole lot of horse in there, so I don't know that it's like that concerning, but nonetheless. It's a frightening hand. Yeah. And I mean, it'll continue to be this way just because I don't have hard draw. Hope is that there's enough stuff in here that, you know, I don't fail, but like I did put Monument in, do still have 2 quarries and a freaking cop merc, or 2 quarries and a whatever. Yeah, see, this is what we were talking about. Do I trash to keep things going? Probably. I mean, I have up to 9 buys. I can take things down to close to 0. Let's do it. May still have it this turn. I think that's worth doing at least, is trying to get the turn going a little bit more. I don't really necessarily need the second quarry anymore either. I'm gonna just go fisherman, empty the storerooms. Right? Whoops, I can't do that. Can't count. I don't want to take a tie. I want to just take... Gosh darn. Wait, this is fine, right? Like, oh no, the second fisherman, it costs 2. That's what I'm missing. Why does it cost 2? No, it costs 3. That's the issue. Well, I really would have liked last turn to work. Or this turn to work where I could actually king the monument. The hope is that you're like not actually particularly functional. Actually, I want to take like a thing like an urchin maybe. Province. I don't think you have enough draw to take 4 provinces, but I also don't really want to find out. Take a crossroads. I don't know. Take a second quarry, or get the quarry back in deck. That's an option. Another urchin probably doesn't hurt my win chances very much. I mean, like, if you take 3 provinces, I think I'm still fine-ish. Crossroads? No. There's too many bad cases for it. I mean, if you draw fully, I lose. And that was just... It's like the two things that I just absolutely could not see with the Mercenary was what I saw with the Mercenary, right? Like, if I had the Monument, I'd win. If I hadn't had the second quarry, I'd win. And, like, just, I mean, obviously this is setting up to lose, but it's not like I could do anything else. The hope is that, like, somehow you're massively dudding just because you don't have that much King's Court. And you don't have that much horse. Well, that's a problem. What a dumb way to lose a game. Just like the one thing that could not happen. And it happened. And now you can almost certainly empty Fisherman, empty either Storeroom or Urchin, and buy whatever. Green cards. Green card. And maybe I could have taken a Duchy, and I don't think that would have done enough. And maybe I could have taken a whatever, and I don't think that would have done enough. And just... I really hope there wasn't a win for me last turn. I thought I was a coin short on, like, the most obvious route. Okay, this game's over. Bless it. Oh, you don't have that much draw. Maybe it's not. You've expended the horses. I don't know if you're actually going to be able to produce enough coin. We'll see. I mean, it's still going to cost, what? 0-3. Now you can produce enough coin, surely. You have the Fisherman, you have the Livery. I probably should have actually taken a Duchy in that case. Over the Monument plus Urchin. Like, you can produce 9 coins with the Livery. Like, this should not be an issue. It's so easy. You have a Fisherman remaining. I just cannot draw those 3 things. There's, like, literally nothing else in my deck that I could draw together right there. And that would do it. I don't think. Maybe you don't have the coins still? Like 9, even with a quarry? Now you have a Fisherman, right? Quarry, you still have... No, you can play the Fisherman. Yeah, this is so stupid. Fisherman, all the storerooms, and you... Why do you need to do this? God dang. Literally nothing else I could draw. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We're going so damn slow that we have to do this 3 times. Alright. Let's see. Your start, for some reason. Okay. Oh joy, it's black market. It's worse than that even. It's black market where a village is like... And I guess there's Captain Mill. Yuck. Now, we're going to start out Mill Black Market. That seems clear enough. I don't know if mills are going to pile. We'll find out. And if they do, we're going to be really sad, because there's going to be a lot of very sad captains. The hope with Mill Black Market is to either get Souk off that, or Stampede and then get Souk. Trash out some estates. You can also like pull Lighthouse or, I don't know, something moat and something that lets you top. Actually, Lighthouse is good enough with Outpost. And you'd certainly like Real Villages, because I'm definitely gonna feel like we're piling. If somebody gets like 2 captain dependent, you just pile mill and then their captains suck. Alright, I'm not getting Stampede off this black market. That's bad. Or not turn 3, so that's bad. Maybe I'll be able to pull a village. We'll find out. Ooh, it's a village. Do I like Mining Village? Yeah, I'm thrilled with Mining Village. Okay, this will be another mill. Village Green, probably you take it. Oh, you definitely take Village Green. Village Green's amazing against Frigate. Gross. Alright, we managed not to reach Stampede, which... typical. The good news is, like, you aren't doing that either. You should so take Village Green. Like, this shouldn't even be a question. Maybe you want to Stampede a little bit more. I don't think so. Village Green's just fantastic. Did you collide them? You collided them, and now you're going to get to Stampede with that for next turn. I am done. Like, how does this happen? Yeah, there's still stuff that could come out of black market that would be advantageous. It's just so irritating. So irritating. Because that's got to be 3 coppers if you discarded that plus copper. So this clearly goes for next turn, and then you buy Stampede. Yeah. Joy. And now I lose. Because... at least I'm feeling like I've just lost. Basically automatically. Lovely. Forge. Forge seems pretty good. You, of course, get the coffer off Patron. I mean, is Forge actually that good? Like, do you go up and get it, or do you Souk? I think Forge is probably that good. I'm going to go Patron Souk instead. Patron Captain. No, it's a Forge, okay. I was being hopeful that there was going to be like a poor decision or something. I'm having him like flip Cemetery or something. That'd be amazing. Lookout looks okay. I can get both it and Souk, which seems ideal. The good news is we'll be able to Stampede quite a lot now that this Souk is in deck. And we can, like, discard down to stuff and, I don't know, whatever else. The thing that's going to be a bit tough is I'm still just going to need to pull so many villages out of black market. Unless we want to look at Captain, which... Man, I really hope there wasn't a win on the storeroom stuff. Like, could I have produced an extra coin, maybe? I wonder if I could have. I probably could have. I'm almost sure I could have produced another coin on the storeroom stuff. I just didn't think it mattered, because I didn't. I thought it was going to be easy. Yeah, we get to watch Stampede Forge just, like, demolish me. This should be good. I'll go Mill Stampede. I mean, you're just going to be trashed basically all the way because you pulled Forge. I don't know what I can actually do about it other than, like, somehow pull more villages than you do. It sucks. Like, what can you actually do about it? You can't do anything about it is the answer. Like, my hope is basically empty mill and get more village. And hope that I can trash, like, maybe well enough in the meantime to make things work. I think it's an okay game plan, it's just crappy because it's dependent on black market. Right. Like, there should be a lot of game here. Should be a lot of game here. Just like, what can you do until this magical juncture where you'll have village? I don't know. Where do I hold the estate? Is it better than coppers? I can discard it to mill. The other thing is we can play coppers to black market. I don't really have to worry about frigate attack for like 2 or 3 more turns, I guess. Which is good. Outpost. I'm really not going to find the mining village. Oh my god. Okay. I feel about collection. I feel okay about Vagrant, right? I have these mills in deck. I don't feel that great about collection. I just don't think it does me a whole lot. I seriously bottom decked the mining village. I don't know that it mattered. I don't think the Souk was going to produce that much. It's still just it's a really, really... That's going to happen? I want to be careful here that I don't play too many cards to not be able to stampede. Distant lands. Oh. Right. Potentially I want to discard, mill plus copper here and just figure out how I'm going to stampede to make sure that I stampede. I'm going to stampede twice. I'm going to go double mill stampede. So, like, let's really make sure Captain's not gonna work. I'm gonna go Outpost Stampede. Get an extra turn in there. Oh, that seems so bad. Yeah, I mean, I still need to get another village, but it'll hopefully come at some point. I don't want silver. Pretty sure. I mean, I can get enough village. I guess at some point we're also going to need real draw. This war just stinks. Everything has to come out of black market. I don't know, will we be able to play Outpost and then play Frigate during that turn? Yeah. Probably. I can already sense it. That's definitely what's going to happen against this Stampede. It seems far-fetched. I mean, I don't think there's really the draw there, so it's just that's got to be the Forge going past. I want to draw out. There's too much good stuff in there. Okay. I guess I may as well discard these Souks. Ooh, Herald. That looks useful. I could even put it on top. Mill. Bam. Souk power. I could Stampede here, actually. Probably I should. Like, that's better than buying what? Could turn my Souk into an animal fair. I don't think that's actually better at all. Hope now is just find villages in the black market. Preferably more like Herald where they draw. That was kind of amazing. I'm gonna get a Frigate plate on my black market turn. Don't discard. Do this first. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, let's snap that guy up. I kind of want it on my Outpost turn, though. Maybe a little bit ambitious, but I take something like, well, maybe we just take Frigate plus Frigate. Just take Frigate. Yeah. Gold, any good? I don't think so. Captain, any good? Definitely not. I think Captain's okay. Play more black market. Yeah. Go. I was really hoping to get the Frigate out. That would have been amazing. Let's just get more village. Get more village. I actually trashed more. It's amusing. I was dooming about the forge, and I guess it was possibly for naught. I don't know. I'd be so sad if you didn't outpost, bought a frigate, and got to play it. Like, that would be astoundingly awful. Especially since I think I could have actually set up a lighthouse on my outpost for it to play on my outpost turn and just didn't. May end up regretting that. The hope is basically like once the deck works, I'll be very happy to have all of these things. Question is, when will the deck start working? We'll see. You may be able to... I think you're actually going to be able to forge into a frigate here that you're fairly likely to play on your outpost turn, which kind of sucks. Shit really sucks. There'll be a thing to consider. Is whether I actually try to play the outpost. Right. Yeah, now's when the oh, you played the frigate. Why did you do that? Oh no, you played frigate and not outpost. Okay. Why would you do that? I don't know. Like, surely you should play black market. No, you can't do both. Oh well, not my problem. This turn's going to be painful, but we'll try to live through it. I don't know, maybe you pick up another frigate? Like, what's your goal going to be next turn? Play black market, play outpost, and you can play frigate on your black market or your outpost turn. Yeah, I think I'm pretty locked into having these things. The main trick for me is now just going to be somehow get rid of the rest of the copper. I only have like 2 remaining. It's not terrible. It's just like the hope was to, be able to target trash them somehow. Maybe it can still happen. Maybe take a horn. I don't know. Like, I'd like to play lighthouse, and I'd like to play frigate on a turn where both of them are active. That's my goal. That's what he points from. Oh, the distant lands. That's right. That shouldn't end up being that relevant. The point is, like, at some point I should be able to start having full turns. I probably need more village, I probably need more draw for that to happen, but it will happen. Right. I wonder if the make resign will come up on this one. Probably. Like, surely you've accomplished everything you wanted, set out to do this turn. What are you going to do to... I don't know. This is unbelievable. Do you buy a silver? Do you buy a nothing? There's not actually anything that you want. You see. I think you have this another silver, you could buy gold. It'll be okay. These people. You got to be kidding me. Now you figured out that you want to play Outpost? Jeez. Discard. We're going to play Frigate, and we're going to play Black Market, which is obviously what should have been happening before. And then we're going to have to contemplate something, I guess. I don't really know what. You got 5 mills. I thought I had 4 mills. No, you still have an estate? No. It's 8 points. Okay, that's nice. Oh, I don't get Frigate attacked. Amazing. Oh, you got another village. That sucks. There's also actually pretty decent village on this board. We really don't want to play the Frigate. Right. Okay. Oops, undo. No, this is fine. We're gonna draw both. And then yeah, okay. We can herald into Outpost, whatever. I wonder if there's no way to playing Souk good. Yeah. Playing Black Market good, probably. I could have Journeyman. I could also have Rice. Junk Dealer's probably not doing me a whole lot at this point. I could also Souk trash these. I think that's actually what I'm going to do. Journeyman would be nice if I had more village right now, but I don't. Okay. Maybe a little bit too ambitious on the trying to get both things played. If I even get one, I'm pretty happy, right? Okay, I got both. Now what? I don't know, another Black Market. I'm trying to figure out, like, what can I actually do productively. I can just take provinces. And what more are we doing with this game? I feel like there's things we could pull out of the Black Market, but it's going to take so long as to not be really worth it. plus with, both of these out, like, I should have functional turns. Even if my non-outpost turns don't look quite as amazing all the time. I wonder if there's anything I can, like, trash with Ducat that would make me happy. I don't know. I'm also, like, completely prevented from stampeding on the on the non-outpost turns, I guess. And then the hope is kind of just that you just don't have payload to make things work. Why did you play the village green first? That's weird. Could have played something else first. Anyways. Like, I think you could have produced money out of an extra mill, probably. I don't know. Oh, Vagrant first or last? I don't know. The important thing is probably play Outpost. That is for me. This playing Village Green first stuff is driving me completely bonkers. Like, I mean, I guess it's okay, because you're probably not discarding to a mill out of a 3-card hand, but, like, on the other turn, I don't know. None of those seem like they move the needle any. At this point, I kind of just have more payload. Because... Souk. Good card. If we can manage to finish this game in the next 18 minutes, we won't have to flip over the server again. I know that I'll get both light. Mostly, I think I'm targeting getting Lighthouse played. Frigate, I can kind of do whatever, because, like, your deck does not try to draw cards, right? So, I didn't find the Herald. Gross. Alright, what are we doing? We're just buying Province? Probably. I mean, it's better to have the Herald on the Outpost turn anyways. I could also flip the black market into an animal fair if we're just going to be buying Province. It's true. I could Stampede. I don't have a Lighthouse out, but the Stampede should still help make the turn work. Right? You can also potentially trash horses, which is fine. I mean, you'll have to be particular about which turn you play the Frigate. The other, I guess, issue is that the Herald is, like, down in here, which is not perfect at all. But, so it goes. I don't think any of those move. I'm going to take a Changeling. I don't know what you'd get out of it. You didn't play out. Well, maybe that's the Outpost. I guess it could also be Shantytown, in which case you still will play the Outpost. I don't get Frigate played on me. I think I'm fairly pleased. The idea with the Stampede is it maximizes my chances of provincing this turn. Yeah. Outpost gets played. And then maybe buy province. Drawing 2 provinces on the outpost turn was kind of unnecessary for me, I think. Maybe that's over whatever, but I also don't actually need to play Frigate against your deck. Like, I don't think it does anything. I guess you have the Forge. It gives you a province mill ability, which is, I don't know. Not ideal. But, like, if I can take 2 provinces here, I think I should be fine. One way or another. Probably those 2. Probably that one. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? I think they're just cutting Souk. Do I want to trigger this? Yeah, I do. Maybe I just take 1 province. Is that good enough? Or however many provinces this is. Province Duchy. That's gotta be good enough. If it isn't, we'll find out, I'm sure. Like, if you take 3 provinces, I lose, but on the other hand, how are you doing that? I guess you could forge some mills. It doesn't look like that's really being a target, though. Like, on your outpost turn, how are you doing both? Apparently with a seer, although I don't know that any of those move the needle much. I mean, I'm certainly in a risky spot, I think. Like, I don't know, can you hit 16? Let's see. Oh, you're not actually trying to reach 3 provinces, I guess is the deal. I don't know. Like, maybe you could have. If you forge 2, I don't think it's happening. I have a lighthouse out, so this turn should end up being okay. I don't think 3 is happening. Or at least in a manner that wins. I think you're probably down a point from that at best. Like, even if you could buy 2 and mill 1. Things look pretty okay. Like, I have a frigate in here, so that's a little bit of extra coin. It's also 1 less village, which is not ideal, but somehow I think I'll live through it. I would like to play this Herald over the shuffle because I would like to mill discard these 2 provinces over the shuffle. Ideally. Right. Yeah. It'll be tight. We'll see. Why is it copper? Okay, that was less than good. Oh, that is more than good. Trash this now. Probably not seeing it on the outpost turn. This wins, right? No, it doesn't. Bless it. What am I trying to do then? I am trying to score as much as possible. I'm probably also trying to play Frigate. So we don't discard here, we get over the shuffle, we discard 2, and then we do win. Because this is a +6. Yeah. Alright. Souk came through for us. Amazing. We never really got to the impressive deck here. Oh, awesome. It's before time. Alright. Let us observe how there is Tidepool's Trail. Let's liaison Emissary. Let us not have the random dud at the end of the game that loses it this time. Maybe that makes up for the Earth's Gift, but I don't know. I feel like we were kind of just exchanging the ability to maybe win the game there. Anyways, am I opening Tide Pools? Probably not. Like, the consequences of not finding it with the cage are horrible. Genuinely. On the other hand, I do want to play Tidepool's Trail, probably. Like, one of them. More so than, like, Alchemist or whatever. Well, Miser. No Misers. Maybe later on. I don't know. What else could we do? We could open, like, Potion Camel Train, try to just, like, get a bunch of Alchemists really quick. That is an option. I don't know what that does us. Like, eventually you just have to have... Oh, gold. Camel Train gets you gold. You know what? Emissary. I'm kind of not that into opening cage here, although maybe I should be. Like, what is the thing that goes with cage, though? That's my question. What actually goes with cage? We could also open trail and, like, try to get a 4 again next turn. Oh, that dash. There, Tidepool's Camel Train. Kind of like that idea. I don't know about opening cage. Like, if you could open cage Emissary, that would be ideal. But I think I'm gonna wait on it. Yeah, so that's terrible to see. This will trigger a shuffle. We'll be able to Camel Train a trail, like, get a second one. It'll just be a little bit slow on... Oh, you're also going to get the Emissary play turn 4. God damn it. Why does this kind of thing always happen? I'm pretty sure I'm just lost. Like, completely. I'm completely lost. Youch. Okay, well, at least the cage isn't on the Emissary turn. How would you not be setting aside all 4 things? Oh, I guess you want to set aside 3 things so that your Emissary works? That's funny. I think you should just set aside all 4. Probably. Yeah, probably not, actually. Yeah, you should set aside 3 things. That's funny. That is funny. Right. Oh god, we drew the estate. Bless it. Alright. That makes me really sad. Really sad. This was really supposed to be getting me 2 trails, and it's not, and I'm, like, further towards losing now. Probably this should be a cage now. I'm gonna trigger a shuffle into this stuff. And... 2 favors, now we see what you set aside, probably an estate and 2 coppers. That's my guess anyways. What if you take, like, gold legionary if I just die? The thing about tide pools is is like, despite everything... Oh, that is only 4. That would indicate that you set aside 3 coppers, which is good news for me. I'm gonna say... Alright. Okay, I did get to 4, which means I get to free a whole bunch of trails. Alright, that was pretty good. Alright, things are looking up. Maybe. Still not, thrilled with everything, but things are looking up. Another cage, okay. I need to be discarding coppers instead. I don't think so. This should be Emissary, surely. We have Village, yeah. Wonder if I should be playing this cage right now. Probably not. I don't know. Would be doing like 3 coppers. Copper estate. I'll figure it out when the time comes. Could set aside like 2 things, get another cage. I don't know. I'm in an okay position. Still, even with some of the troubles and tribulations that I had. It's not ideal, but what is? Okay, yeah, okay, we're definitely setting aside all this stuff. What do we want to camel train? More trail? Lost City? Potentially, if I'm actually able to, like, produce 5 on a turn. Which I should still be able to do. I don't know what it's going to do me. I have to figure out how to get up to 6 at some point, but... what other options do we have? I'm gonna do trail and, like, take Legionary trail on the next 5. That's another option. If we really believe in these tide pools. Which maybe I do. Man, tide pool's just gonna beat me up. So now you can reach 6, and then I have to start discarding, and gosh, I'm not thin enough to be discarding. I think. Yeah, we'll see. There's still a game to go. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we have the Emissary in there at least. I don't know what I want to do. Could stick another cage in, with the idea that next turn's going to be very effective. Yeah, let's do that. I guess you don't actually have enough draw to get through. I mean, you'll probably still be able to attack me, but no, you do have enough draw. You have the tide pools. Ugh. Do this if I'm really targeting a cage? Probably not. That is probably not a beatable 5-2. Which really stinks. Like, I feel like I've done decently, but at some point it's like you still just need to be able to draw through everything, and I don't know. It all feels crummy. I'm also obviously light on coin right now, but try to make it through. if you don't have trails, I can beat you up with a Legionary, but like at some point surely you're gonna try to have trails. Yeah, Lost City probably could have been another trail. Just trying to counter the Legionary attack. If I can put enough trails in my starting hand, I can account for both. Right. I don't know if I should have kept this camel train. Whatever. I know that's an unbeatable 5-2. It's an unbeatable 5-2 when you see the Emissary turn 4. Tempting me to resign unnecessarily. I don't really know that there's a way back, but I mean, the way back is like, you don't get trails and I'm able to start pulling a Legionary attack out on you. This turn we have to buy Legionary. Which I don't know how much that allows me to keep caging, but we'll see. If you get like 2 Lost Cities, I'm gonna be so pissed. Okay, you didn't. Maybe I'll just get 1 Lost City. No Lost Cities. Okay. We have trails in there. They probably need to be Legionary. Fuel is the thing. I did not reach the number I really needed to this turn, which was 5. I could continue to trail. Just like get 2 more trails here is one option. I'm not sure what I'd get with them. I guess I could like cage the estate and take another cage, but I don't think that's an amazing idea. Well, maybe it's alright. I kind of want to leave this just because I know the Legionary attack's coming. I know there's a bunch of trail in there. On the other hand, if I like shuffle trigger, it's also not the worst thing ever. What are we doing? Are we getting another trail? Getting another pair of trails? I can take another cage off of it, I just don't know how I'm hitting my numbers after that. Feels kind of like I need silver. Right? I do like silver cage. Set aside these 2. Whoops, undo. I don't know how cage works is the... Lost City could have been a trail. I'd be happier. I don't know. You dudded. Be bottom decking, Workers' Village, Tide Pools. It's not out of the question. Maybe bottom decked a Legionary or Gold also. I could only be so lucky. Okay. Which of these do I want to do? Probably those 3. I could have done both trails. That was dumb. As it doesn't matter that much. Maybe discarding one of these tide pools anyways. I was gonna say I could have done both trails because the one trail is gonna end up in the discard anyways. So that's something to keep in mind later, as I don't necessarily need to be worrying about what I'm discarding to Legionary. I just need to hit 5, kind of badly, in fact. Which I don't know if I can really do. We'll find out. Desperately need to hit 5 because I need to buy a Legionary and then like trail with it. I think that's my best. I think that's my best move in general. Well, I don't know that I get to have trail with it either, because you know. The likelihood of being able to do a shuffle with my Emissary is probably a little bit lower than I'd like, by which I mean I think it might actually genuinely just be impossible this turn. Actions, maybe I go up and free the golds instead? I don't know, we'll find out. Maybe like Legionary this turn, cage the rest of what needs to be caged. Assuming that ends up being a real option for me, which I guess it will be. Well, maybe not. Maybe like cage in one estate. I really need is more draw, I feel like. Like maybe I take 3 lost cities here. And then the hope is next turn we can draw a little bit better. Hit 6, get the Legionary with the golds. Maybe just set aside the 1 estate. And I think your turn's probably functional no matter what, so the question is like, oh, you don't have tide pools. Even better. So let's just get a bunch of lost cities. Do I cage the estate? Yeah, I think so. And like, say, okay, here's how stuff's gonna work. And now I definitely do not discard trail to Legionary, because I need the village from it. It's ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. But now I should have enough draw to just, like, not worry about really anything. I wonder if I should take village instead of, I guess I might as well discard the trail, because, like, the best case, if I don't, no, it's gotta be like this. I need buy, is what I'm kind of thinking, is like, I kind of need a worker's village, maybe more than I need to be doing a Legionary attack right now. Because I'm freeing the golds that I'm going to be looking at, I don't know, a lot of money. If I could somehow get an extra set of favors, now then I'd be talking. Gold Legionary Workers Village, but there's no way to do that. That's a trail. I'd like some more trails. I'd like to get a Legionary attack in. I just don't know how to work stuff. I need more stuff than I can get. The hope right now is basically that I don't know. I mean, the hope right now is to beat you up with a Legionary attack when you have tide pools out and you don't have enough trails in your life. So maybe I do that first before the villages. In that case, I probably don't free the gold. I probably just take gold Legionary. And wait on to free that gold until later. That sounds plausible. Yeah. Just hope I don't get too beat up in the meantime. Because, like, I might be able to just kind of shut you down with a Legionary plus tide pools. That's the hope anyways. And then, I mean, the hope is I keep having a good deck on top of that. Okay. Let's find another lost city. Do I need to play this tide pools here? I probably should, just because that's what... No, there's a Legionary attack. I don't need to play this tide pools. So we can just Camel train... Well, maybe I do go after the buy. No, I gotta get the Legionary attack started. Yeah, so let's Camel train a village. And let's go Architects Guild Legionary. Don't discard from exile. My assumption is I can screw you up with the Legionary attack against tide pools. That's the hope anyways. Okay, that's fine. We get one tide pools play. We definitely can't be playing both. I don't know how likely it is that I screw you up, given that you're going to be caging another thing, but I'll at least pretend. We'll be able to get another buy off Gold Workers Village, or we'll like take Gold Workers Village, probably. That'll be the hope. I don't know. Do I need Gold Workers Village, or rather have like Gold Emissary? We'll find out. Face down. What's the last card? It was 3 coppers. Only 3 coppers. Are we still having a state loose? What's going on here? It is a... I don't know what the heck it is. Whoa, that is a lot of camel train. That is a lot of gold to be taking into a deck that's about to be having only a single card. Just saying. It's a lot. I'm pretty skeptical. I mean, I'm kind of assuming that I draw here, but it seems like a safe assumption, right? I'm gonna be careful going into this, like if there's just a single emissary that is at the very bottom of the deck. Just be a little bit careful to be playing even numbers of draw. Okay, this is fine. You really want Lost Cities to counter this. I guess you have one now. Do I actually want to free the gold? Probably. Yeah, I know I want a workers' village. I could get more emissary. Yeah, I need to take workers' village now. I don't really think there's a secondary option there. Free the golds. I could also take emissary with it. That's probably a little bit better. Yeah, I think emissary with it's probably a bit better. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, we drew a trail. That's good news. Okay, we are in business. Do I dare play this Tide Pools? Yeah, I dare play this Tide Pools. Okay, now what? Now I take more Lost Cities. Like, you haven't played a Tide Pools, right? I want to get trails off of this. So, how much money is this anyways? 12? I'll go like gold, Lost City trails. You have a lot of gold. It's a little bit intimidating. Oh, I can't do that, can I? Well, whatever. We can take the Lost City here. And then I can do Trail, which I then discard this from exile and do one of these. And then I set up my next turn okay-ish. Yeah. Like, obviously we have to take the Tide Pools, but that's okay. May still be able to have a turn. Possibly will still be able to have a turn. Lost City is a decent card. I'm just trying to make sure the deck keeps going. Multiple turns in a row, ideally. Just having like whatever amount of counter I can to the Legionaries is so nice. I mean, I don't think I left a win. I don't really know what the money situation is. I have, I think, 3 golds to your 6. So actually you're carrying more money in deck right now. Cages are like dreadful to pop. I don't know how we're going to deal with that. Okay. This is fine. These are fine to discard. Kind of hope to stop playing tide pools. Man, the cages really are dreadful to pop. The good news is I only have like 6 cards, whereas you have 11. So really you want to be able to draw stuff way down before going, which would point to getting more Workers' Village to me. If we want to be able to pile things without having to open up the cages. Although potentially I'm more draw capable than you are. Just because I'm working with Lost City rather than with Workers' Village, Emissary. Like, maybe I popped on this turn, right? Because I'm going to be impacting your turn, presumably, quite a bit. It's possible that you end up getting lucky, and are still able to do the Legionary attack, but you will be down to 1 card. I guess we're gonna see a bunch of Lost Cities freed. Whoa. Okay. That is, yeah. That is an amount of money. That's definitely an amount of money. Carrying 4 buys. I have 1 camel train. So, like, plausibly I'd be able to pile and lose if you don't score. The hope is always just to, like, keep trails in a place that they are useful. I mean, I think this Lost City stuff's necessary just to be able to more easily handle the tide pools plus. I don't even know if I'm gonna have. I'm again saying I don't even know if I have to play tide pools this turn. Obviously, we don't if we don't have to. Okay, 1 trail. You can top deck a Lost City with that. You might actually wait on that and get a couple more trails. Okay. Okay. That still puts us probably in okay shape. I mean, you only have the 1 trail. I guess we're playing this. Alright, clearly, let's attack. So what can we do? I assume, like, if you draw fully, you win. I don't know how much we can lower, like, Workers' Village. I'm gonna want road network. I'd probably go like road network. Which money is this anyways? Like 18? That's pretty good. Like road network. I feel like I need more gold is the thing, or more money in deck. I mean, I have 18. It'll expand to, God, 21 next turn. I could take 2 more golds. That would give me the ability to triple. Well, 1 more gold would give me the ability to triple. I could put more tide pools in. I'm doing with 18. I kind of want to take road network, but at the same time, it seems difficult. If I take 2 provinces this turn, can you win? Probably not. 4 buys? No, it's not happening. I mean, if you drew everything, but I don't think that's even, like, remotely possible. Maybe it is. You did put a lot of Lost Cities in deck last turn. You have, like, 4 of them. I would like to be able to triple, I think. At least do more with everything. So maybe we just take, like, province gold, province cage. Does that bring stuff within range? I don't think so. Province double gold. Ouch. This could be ugly. Oh, you found a trail. Gosh darn. And I'm gonna dud. Like, I'm gonna dud. I'm so dudding off of this garbage. Like, this is the draw I get off of that. And you're going. Well. Oh well. You'll definitely be on edge. This little maneuver. I mean, maybe you had to discard Legionary. That would be nice. I mean, I just straight drew, like, what did I draw? I drew Workers' Village, Silver, Gold, Cage, Province. Ouch. Nope, you're getting all the way. Gross. I don't know how you top deck the trail. So annoying. Oh, I'm so dead. Man. I'm the one that duds. I have so many trails in deck. Maybe I should have taken those instead of the golds. I don't know. That's just cruel. I don't think you'll be able to win, but, man. No, you gotta be like 1 gain away. It's just I'm dead. Gosh. Could beat should have taken road network somehow. Like, you weren't gonna win. I didn't have to take 2 provinces. I could have taken province, road network, whatever. I don't know that you're forced to green, but even so. Probably don't even get a Legionary attack off. The good news is I think this is garbage. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So I plausibly have like 2 turns, but gosh, is it painful. And like plausibly with all of this you can triple province. How do I not find how do I not find like anything other than all the treasure in the world? I mean, the nice thing is this is mostly Ashen cards, except I'm gonna freaking draw the Legionary off this workers' village. Like, guaranteed. Like, I'm pretty sure this is a good portion of my treasure. I have about 5 golds. I've seen 2 of them. No, I haven't seen most of the copper. Alright, never mind. It's not a good portion of my treasure. It's a bad portion of my treasure. I'm still gonna dud, except it's gonna be drawing the copper off this workers' village instead of a Legionary. I mean, that shouldn't be much of a turn. 4 emissaries, 4 boss cities, 3 workers' villages, yeah. You can't win here, so we should be mostly okay. What was match 3.5 hours? That's just ridiculous. I'm gonna check the percentage before I log off. I'm gonna like go and I'm gonna see what the actual percentage is. Just so that we all know. Right. Yeah, it can be 3 provinces. Well, that's surely what it's going to be. So I'm gonna have to somehow take a bunch of duchy. Awesome. What's the best thing for my deck? Probably a state. Probably a state. You have a dud. I need to produce how much in a turn? Some amount that is almost certainly not going to happen. I mean, I guess you could still probably dud over that stuff. I don't even know if we play Legionary. This is all my good stuff. Like, this is all crap, so I have to play the second tide pools. And then, like, get some number of trails off stuff. That makes sense. Clearly attack. I have a workers' village in there. Yeah. But, like, this needs to be some ungodly number of trails. Just to make sure that I have a turn. Yeah. That's enough for 3 duchies, which is surely what I'm buying. I don't know how. Sorry, I have a cage. Cage. Trail. Duchy. And that is not looking like the necessary dud. Yeah. Oh. Let's just see. I guess I was 60%. It's not that bad. But still just painful. Anyway, see you all.